It's an eBay special. It turns out in the end that this has only got one tiny fault, which wouldn't bother most people, but we get there eventually. If I swatch cameras, you'll be able to tell that this one does power up. So it powers up. This is a DMR EX77, as it says here. It's a DVD recorder and it's a hard drive. I do believe it's a 160 gigabyte hard drive. It may be 250, I don't know. So very similar to the analog one we did yesterday, but this is the digital version. This has got built-in Freeview. It has got HDMI, and it has that upscaling, which is technically a load of rubbish, but anyway, if people fall for it, they fall for it. So, you know, it can't physically make 720 pixels to 1080 or even higher, so take that with a pinch of salt. But there was a DMR E77. I don't know what the extra X stands for. Maybe it is a larger hard drive. The E77 was just a black unit, and I don't know what else it had. This one has got a failed drive. In fact, when I plugged it in a second ago, I could hear it clunking, and that's a well-known sign of a failing drive with the Panasonics, and it happens on a lot of them. There's nothing much you can do. It's no good trying to increase the voltage to the diode. It's no good cleaning the lens once the laser has failed on these. It has failed. I still think this is 160 gigabytes, though. I don't think it's any taller. I don't think it's any bigger than that. There's a long chance, by the way, it's been a very long day today, that I'm not going to make much sense, and I may have to come back to this video tomorrow. But we're going to put we're either going to swap the laser over. I've got plenty of spare lasers for this, or we are going to put a new DVD drive in. I wanted to put a laser in, but bearing in mind it's been such a long day today, and I seem to be not making much sense. But anyway, I just want to test that we get a picture. I want to see if the HDMI works first, which is always one of the most difficult things for me to test, because I can never find a working HDMI lead in here. I've got millions of them. We're trying to find one that's working. Anyway, that goes in there, hopefully. Other way around. No, that was the correct way around. Okay. So the first thing I want to see is that it actually comes on. Now, I think I've just made a big boo-boo, and I think I have just switched it off. So I've got to power it back on. My microphone may pick up a big clink. I'll switch some lights, so it's very bright in here now. I've added some new lights, and it's probably made it a bit too bright. So there we go. Hello. But that's a good start for this. Sorry, I knocked the camera then. It's a good start for this. Nice bright display. I don't know if I've mentioned it, but this is an eBay purchase. I can't remember how much I paid. I've got my phone here, so hang on a minute. I'll just go to my eBay and purchases. Let's have a look at this. EX77. I got this for £12. Did I have to pay postage? No, free postage. So I'll just show you. So $14.99. I offered 12, and I obviously got it for 12. Powers on, however, will not do anything else. This is in good cosmetic condition. Oh, right. Powers on and doesn't do anything else. Ah. Why did I think this has got a faulty DVD drive then? Okay. Well, let's power it on. It doesn't do anything. Yeah, but for it to do anything else, you need a remote. We've got a remote here. I've now got a feeling that this is not going to be a repair video, because I think this is possibly going to work. But let's have a look. Remote control in hand here. Let's just see if we can change the channel. No, we can't. Can I switch it off? So it powers on and it doesn't do anything else. Let me switch on the TV, which is above it. I want to see if the HDMI works. Well, let's stick a DVD in. Does it open? Yes. So let's stick in a bit of Lovejoy, because I don't know at the moment which... Oh, I'm doing AV, aren't I? And of course this is HDMI. I told you I'm going to have one of those days today. Right, HDMI. Well, it's read that straight away. Volume? Yes. Let me just see if it's going to play it. That doesn't mean it hasn't got any faults if it plays this, and it obviously is going to play this. Yeah. Okay, so it's playing DVDs. I've got a spindle of these gold discs. I don't know if they're minus R's, plus R's. Well, it may tell me on screen. The Panasonic's used to. So let's put it in and see what it says. Oh, I think it said plus R. Do I want to? Yes. So it's just asking me here if I want to format the disc. That happens sometimes when you put in brand new discs that have never been used before. So this is a good thing. At the moment, I can't find any faults with this. We do find one. Takes a bit of time to sort it, but we get there in the end. Right, press OK. Then it may tell me what disc we've got. Or it may say, yeah, it says there, look, plus R. We've got a plus R disc. I can get rid of that. I'm going to change... Oh, okay, I can't. That's not the remote. This is the remote for a Blu-ray player, not a DVD machine, because I want to change the speed. Right. This one will change the speed of the machine. So at the moment, it's saying that it's on EP, I think. Extended play, which is far too long. So by pressing the, what button do I need? Record mode button, which you may be able to see is just, yeah, there. So by pressing the record mode button, we're on DVD 1. That means that this remote control that is in my hand is set to a different machine, but to get it on DVD-R1 you just press enter, which is the OK button, and 1, and you hold it down for 3 seconds. 2, 3, and then hopefully it will now work this machine, and it does. There we go. Super. So that is, so let me change the speed of the drive. Record mode. Yeah, and that is, you probably can't see that, but it's going through all the modes. So XP you get an hour on the disc, but that's the best quality. That's really good quality. But there's nothing wrong with stretching it to 2 hours. I think 4 hours is going to be stretching it a bit if you've got a large TV, if you still like watching it. So an 8 hours is just don't go anywhere near it. Unless you're recording audio, you can turn it into an 8-hour CD if you wanted to. I've obviously got confused again, but I've had a day of getting confused. I thought this machine was not reading discs. It's obviously reading disc. We've read a Lovejoy DVD, we've put a blank disc in, and it's absolutely fine. Let's test it on a RAM. You know what I'm like with RAMs. I do like a RAM.
Yes, I do. And stand by this. I'm going to edit this as tightly as I possibly can, but we do go into 2 days here, funnily enough. I do want to sort this. You'll soon realise that there's a slight issue. It just doesn't play RAMs, and it's driving me crazy.
So we've got an inferior cartridge type RAM. The Panasonic ones are at my other unit. And we've got a Panasonic non-cartridge type. So let's just put this in. I can never tell with the RAM, if they're not double-sided, I can never tell which is the correct side and which is the non-correct side. But let me just close that up and hopefully it's going to read it. Ooh, doesn't sound very good. Oh no, it's okay. It's looking like this is not going to be a repair video. I don't think I'm going to be putting a laser into this. That's the reason I bought it. I could have sworn that the listing said failing to read discs. Cannot read. Please check. Ooh, okay. Maybe, unless that is a RAM that I've put upside down, because at the moment it just came up with a message, can't read the disc. So I'm just going to turn that the other way around, just in case I'd got it the wrong way around. But I don't think I did have it the wrong way around. No, I didn't. I can see some information on the disc, so I'm going to try that again.
Unbeknown to me at this particular time of recording that I've got exactly the same machine about 3 feet away from me, which is a spares machine. It's a machine that just doesn't power up. I don't realise this until I come back in tomorrow, but that spares machine comes in handy. I'm just trying to give you clues here to how I sort this.
We know it reads a plus RW. And it says on the front it reads RAMs. I don't think it likes this one. Or maybe it just needed a clean. No, I don't think it's liking this. Still says that it's trying to read. No. It can't read that one. Okay. Let's try the cartridge type. Oh, that's the wrong way, isn't it? That's the correct way for the cartridge type. I do like the way the cartridge types go in. Saw it open it up. Maybe this has got a duff laser after all. It normally reads the RAMs better than it reads DVD-Rs, to be honest with you. I've had many a Panasonic in that's not reading disc but will read a RAM. But at the moment, it's not liking the RAMs. That's making me a bit nervous now. Maybe it has got a dodgy drive. Let me put this DVD-R back in and see if that now comes up with a bad message. No, it's reading that. Reading those completely fine. Doesn't have a problem with it. I'm just going to try this other RAM, the other side of this RAM. I'm sure if I had a proper Panasonic RAM it would read it. Oh no, that is a proper Panasonic RAM going in. But I think I've used this disc before and one side didn't read on the other player, but the other side does read. Could be wrong. No, it's not liking the RAMs. Has it read that one? Sorry, I bent down. Let me press record. Okay. That is the sign of a failing drive, I think.
No, it's not.
But I always like to do a test. Got another RAM here. Let's just see if that was just a dodgy RAM disk. At the moment, the UK, I'll say at the moment, 10 years ago. 10 years ago, the UK was absolutely swamped with dodgy Panasonic RAM discs. Just going to lift the camera up a bit. I don't think it's going to. There's much too much clunking going on. But there is a chance the drive just needs a bit of a clean. I'm going to attach an aerial and I'm going to tune it in and I'm going to see what the hard drive does. In fact, should we just see what's on the hard drive first? The reason I'm laughing, for those people that have watched the channel of my last two DVD recorders with hard drives in, and again they were Panasonics, will know that when I switched to the hard drive they were full of naughty movies. There we go, we're on hard drive now. I will press the direct navigator button, which gives you everything that's on the hard drive. Shield your eyes. It's got two things on, but nothing special. Sensible stuff. But as always, what I say, I say as always, I like to format the drive. I don't. I like to see what's on there first, just in case there's some old programs with some old adverts. Because don't forget, these machines, well, this machine's going to be about 12, 14 years old. Maybe, no, it's probably going to be a little bit older than that, because it's not going to be HD. It's not going to have a Freeview HD tuner in it, but let's hook it up to an aerial, let's tune it in, and let's test the hard drive and see if it does a recording okay. That's going to rip through the tuning menu while the display on the front will tell you how many channels it's found. At the moment, it's saying one, but no, it's finding some more. So it's, I think that just changed, didn't it? Yeah, 58. So it's found 58 channels so far. Quality's not very good. But then again, I'm miles away from the aerial and there's lots of connections, but I think that quality will get better. And also here I'm in the middle of two transmitters. So, oh yeah, you can see the quality is now going up. It's found the other transmitter. I mean, for the channel point of view, I want to get this to record onto RAMs, but I need to get some really nice Panasonic RAMs up here. The fact that it's recording to DVD-Rs DVD-R pluses is good. And I'm going to test in a second to see, once it's tuned in, that it's going to, oh, we've got the quality back up now, it's going to record to the hard drive. Again, I've got to be careful what I won't be able to have any audio on because I'm bound to get a copyright strike, but there must be something somewhere. Record a bit of Glastonbury, but just the visuals. May pick up a copyright strike for that. I think because I'm in the middle of two channels as well, it's picking up more channels than we need it to. 158, but it started off with the weak channels. Right, so I'll do a split camera thing now so we can see the front screen of the TV, but also the display of the unit. There we go. Hopefully that's good enough. What am I switched to at the moment? It does say hard drive, and we'll keep it on hard drive. All I'm going to do is, let's flick to something. Oh, there's a bit of Glastonbury. Do you think I'll get a copyright strike for that with no music? Maybe. It's probably not much I'm going to get a copyright strike for. Bit of football. Let's see how we go with... Oh no, I don't want football. I don't want football. Jurassic Park will give me a strike. Midsummer Murders. Caught on dashcam. Yeah, maybe that'll be okay. I'm only going to test that... we'll leave it on this. I'm only going to test that it records, so I'm going to press the record button now and see if it comes up with any errors. And it doesn't. It's recording that. The way you can test if it's recording it, as soon as you started recording it, press the play button and it should start playing it back. Press play. Yeah. That's playing that back. Okay. Let me do it with the disc. We know it works on the RWs. The thing is with the RWs though, you can't press play to play it back while you're recording it. You can with RAMs, but not RWs. I'm going to switch it to DVD, which it now is. Press record. Is it recording? Yes, it is recording. So I don't understand what the seller says about it does nothing else. But he could have had a remote that was not switched to the correct settings. I will test it to find out if it works with the Panasonic RAMs. If it doesn't, we'll do a future video and we will either put a new RAM assembly unit in, or we'll give it a clean and see if that helps. And I'm thinking a clean will help on the RAMs, because RAM is normally very hard to destruct. So I think that the laser is probably just a little bit dirty. The lens could do with a little bit of a clean. But I'm going to make sure I've got some proper RAMs up here first. I've got a box full of RAMs in the other unit, which a lot of people donated a couple of months ago when they saw me playing with these machines. But technically, as far as the eBay seller is concerned, again, it's missold, but it's missold in my favour. There is not an issue with this. This is looking as good as we want it to. So I'm going to stop the video here, really. There's nothing much else I can do on this. I have got some spare lasers and some spare RAMs, but until I put a proper Panasonic RAM in, I don't know. But this seems to be okay. Okay, it's the next day. I've had this machine on test for the last 24 hours, and I've got it to record a dozen things, and it's done it flawlessly. It's put them on the hard drive, it's put it on the DVD disc, so that is fine. So the only issue I can find with this, it's not reading RAMs. Now, the model number on this is the DMR EX77. I did say they come in silver and black. Well, I've got a parts machine which is standing right next to it, and once again, exactly the same model number, DMR EX77. This one's had a lightning strike and the main board's gone, but the hard drive, the power supply, and the RAM assembly is all fine. And you can see I've taken the RAM assembly out. My plan is to put it in here. I shouldn't have to put the digital board with it. Rumour has it that you always should, but I've never have. It's probably going to catch me out now. But anyway, I just suddenly thought it'll be very interesting just to take the top off this, even though it's 90% working. Why should I faff around with something that's just not recording on RAMs? Well, that's going begging, and I've got several of these. But that drive is going begging over there, which is the drive that's basically come out of there, as you can see. So, but I'm interested, I'm sure you are, just to take the top off this one, and let's just see if there is any difference. And as you can see inside, there's absolutely no difference whatsoever. Nothing at all. So let's disconnect the RAM assembly drive on here. Let's just put this one over the top for now. Just make sure we plug in the correct wires. A bit more light would be nice. Now, I know nothing about this parts machine apart from it's got a problem on the main board, so it may also have a problem with the DVD drive. We'll find out in a second. But if it works and if it takes the RAMs, we'll use this.
Right, if you look closely, I've taken out the DVD RAM assembly from the parts machine on the right-hand side. I've not fitted it inside the machine on the left-hand side. I've just rested it on top for now. That's all I need to do. I just want to test if this one starts reading and playing the RAMs. It's not too much to ask, is it?
It's gone to the clock. Switch it on. Hello. Is it going to give us any error code? Is it not happy about anything? The plugs are in. It's on hard drive at the moment. I don't know if you heard that, but the RAM assembly drive just clicked. Anyway, I'm going to switch it over so it goes over to the DVD drive. And again, I have to just change this remote control to DVD 1, so bear with me. There we go. So that is now DVD, and it's operating this top RAM assembly. So when I press the open close button, which you used to be able to do on a remote control, they seem to have taken that away. But anyway, when I press that, now, where did we put those RAMs? First of all, let's put in a RAM cartridge type. And then we'll press close. It's taken it in. Is it going to read it? I don't think it is. No. So there may be absolutely nothing wrong with that other drive. It may just be these RAMs are rubbish.
Or it could be something else. What do you think? What do you think? It's not something I've actually had a problem with before. Well, if I have, I've not really tried to repair it. But on this occasion, I'd like to get the RAMs working. So we're all going to learn something today.
Let's try a genuine Panasonic RAM. Wouldn't work in the other drive. Maybe it'll work in this one. Don't know. Let's see. It's not looking good. This tells me that there is a fault with those discs. I do remember buying a load of RAMs quite cheap several years ago, and I couldn't get any of them to read. And I think I've still got a couple of them lying around, and these are the ones.
Spoiler alert, there's nothing wrong with the RAMs. That man's an idiot. The other thing is, something else that I find very shortly is a very rare Panasonic RAM disc. A very rare one.
I'm just going to turn it the other way around because it's a double-sided.
What's the expression? Clutching at straws?
Not going to do it, is it? That's too long for a RAM to read. A RAM should really be a bit quicker than a DVD-R. Yeah. I'm going to try this one. It's another allegedly genuine Panasonic one, but...
Okay, I'm going to freeze this and just stop this just here for a second because I spend the next, well, I don't know, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, maybe even an hour trying different discs, scratching my head. And of course, I'm getting exactly the same results as I did last night. The RAMs aren't working, but everything else is. So if you think about it, I ought to just stop. And I'm going to spare you the pain as a viewer of watching an idiot just go through all sorts of different discs here. As you'll hear me say in a couple of seconds' time, I'm still pretty much convinced that it's a problem with the RAM discs I have, and it's not.
It kind of tells me that those RAMs and that other RAM in a cartridge case, which is here, are a bit suspect.
Not as suspect as you, dum-dum.
This is a Memorex.
Okay, let's just leave me to carry on playing with a few DVDs. We're about 20 minutes away from sorting out what the problem is. Some of you may have worked it out already. I doubt it, though, because it's not something that's on my radar. But before even that, I find, well, a little discovery. I went upstairs into the spare room looking for DVD RAMs in the top drawer, and I found some DVD RAMs, but not the ones you're thinking of.
Well, you'll never guess what I found. Look what I found. I have found Panasonic RAMs, but not what you're thinking of. Look at these. An unopened box. These were used in Panasonic DVD camcorders. That's the word I'm looking for. And you could put RAM discs inside the camcorder. And I've got a brand new box. I've just opened the box and I'm just in the middle of opening this disc here. It's still got its wrapper on, so hang on. And just in case you're thinking, yeah, but that won't fit, it will. Look, see the inner circle there? That's meant for this. So, genuine Panasonic RAMs. Oh, these are in a little cartridge. So no, you're right, they won't work. It's not going to work like that, is it? Sorry, you can't see much at the moment. No. I'm going to take one out of its cartridge, which is easy to do. They just unclip. Right. Now, fits in there nicely, doesn't it? But what's it going to do? I don't know. Going in. It says close. And it's starting to read. So what would this give me? About 25 minutes worth of XP record time, if it works. I'm guessing if it does work, it's going to want me to unformat it first. So we do have a fault somewhere then, because this is going to come up no read in a second. Yeah.
I really think somebody should tell him to stop messing around with the RAMs now. It's obviously not a DVD RAM problem. There's a problem somewhere else. Why don't you move on to something, oh, I don't know, a bit more electronic?
Right, so do we have a capacitor problem? Oh my goodness, that is really warm. That is hot to the touch. Maybe there's a cap problem on the digital board. Why don't I take the digital board out of here, put it in there, and then see if the RAMs work? Yes, they cried.
Okay, let's swap them over. Hands up if you think this is going to sort it out. After all this, you reckon it's going to sort it out? Or are you just as dumb as he is?
Right, so we've matched the board up. So this DVD RAM assembly and this digital board was from out of that unit, so they're paired up fine. Not that that normally makes any difference, but maybe this one is faulty. So powering back on. I would imagine the first thing it should do is close this drive, because I unplugged it open, and that will confuse it when powering up. It's gone to standby. Now saying hello. Jolly good. Let's switch it to DVD because it thinks it's on hard drive. DVD, let's eject. I'm going to put in one of the RAMs that haven't read so far. So this is allegedly a Panasonic genuine RAM. We haven't been able to read this so far. So let's stick it in and see if this makes nicer noises. No. So I'm now going to try the, is it a 3-inch? I think it is a 3-inch RAM disc, genuine Panasonic. If it doesn't read this, it's not going to read any Panasonic RAM disc, because this is good as the genuine thing, just fewer bits of data. It's 2 different drives we've tried now, so I'm at a bit of a loss, really.
Right, so if this doesn't work, what do we do? What's the one thing we haven't tried? Because we've got all the spare parts here. We've tried 3 combinations. What's the missing combination?
Not sounding good. No. It will not read any RAM of any description. While I just wait for it to read that, I've got a brand new Trax Data RAM here. Sorry, Data Safe Media RAM in its cartridge. I'm just going to take it out. But still trying to read it, but no. Right, one last chance. I am putting in a brand new RAM disk with a cartridge. The cartridge slid open, so I know it's reading the disk. If this doesn't work, the only thing I can think of is maybe we have got some poor capacitors on the main board, on a section of the laser, but all the other discs seem to work. I've got millions of discs here, and it'd be interesting to do a little test of which ones work and which ones don't, but it doesn't look like it's going to read this RAM either. Why doesn't it want to read any RAMs? It's not important, but it's a head scratcher.
I promise you, I'm just going to try one more silly disc thing. What? Just give me one one little silly disc thing, and then I have a brainwave. And I'm probably thinking while doing the voiceover on this that you probably had this brainwave about 45 minutes ago. But there's one combination that I haven't tried. But there's also a disc that I haven't tried. And I want to try this because I don't think this should work.
Right, I'm going to try one more, then I'm going to give up. Because this is going to be, it says here, it should read, does it say DVD plus R? Yes, and plus RW, right. But I'm going to put a DVD plus R in it that I don't think is going to work. Why? Because according to this box, they're dual layers. That's what the DL stands for at the end. I don't think any Panasonic machine, I'd love to stand corrected, I don't think any Panasonic machine did ever have the firmware to take the dual layers, because that would double the time of a disk, and I don't remember that happening, but I could be wrong. Let's see what it says. Oh my goodness, it wants to read it. Okay. Well, I'll leave that. Well, no, I won't leave that disc in because I'm going to put the other machine in now.
Oh, listen, here it comes. His one remaining brain cell kicks into action.
So what I'm going to do is put this original drive back in. Sorry, take this one out and put it in there, basically. Wire that one back in. But I will test it just to make sure. Seeing as we know that these dual layers are supposed to work on it, I'll put that one there. So just give me a minute to swap those over.
Okay. I'll explain just in case you're a bit confused, because I think this has got more complicated than the 1980s Krypton factor. But the one combination that we haven't tried is the original RAM assembly that was in this machine, but using the digital board from next door. Because currently what we have configured here is the DVD RAM assembly from the parts machine and also the digital board from the parts machine. But what I'm going to do now is just put the digital RAM assembly back in, the original one, but keep the digital board from next door. Are you following this? Have you switched off yet?
I'm confused as to why the RAMs don't work. I'm also well aware, by the way, but somebody's probably rushing to the comments to tell me that I've also got the digital board from the other machine still in, but it doesn't make any difference.
Well, it's the one combination you haven't tried, dum-dum.
Let's switch this back on. I'm just sticking in one of these data safe ones now. That's what's in. Because I can't... this works. So this RAM is now working. That didn't work before. So maybe... Oh, you know what we've got to do now, don't you? We have got to try what I believe is a genuine Panasonic RAM. It's a double-sider. So maybe the combination of the original drive but the digital board from that machine is now letting it read the RAMs. The genuine Panasonic ones. Because we haven't tried this... what's the word I'm looking for? Not collaboration.
Combination, you tit.
In the comments, please. I've got a funny feeling that that's going to work. So the fault probably was a capacitor. Yes, it is, look. If I press the record button.
And all the discs just work. Now listen, I can't let this carry on any longer because let's face it, you need a shave. The cost of living is going up and we need a break from this. So the fault with this is, well, I'm going to say a capacitor on that digital board. We nicked the digital board from the parts machine and it works fine. But it doesn't work fine with the DVD RAM assembly from the digital machine. They don't like working together very well, but now I've split them up. It's all working fine. So we'll leave it there, shall we? I think that's enough. Just to let you know, I've done some rigorous testing since I recorded this, and all RAMs now work on it. All DVD-Rs work on it. There are some DVD-R plus W's, RWs that don't work, but I don't care about those. I just wanted me RAMs to work. While I was hell-bent on blaming the RAM disk that I had in the first place, I don't know. But it was that digital board that was the issue. If you've made it through to the very end of this, can I recommend that you go and see a psychiatrist? But also, thank you very much for your support.